Rey continues to study the Jedi ways, but she grows concerned about what the future and the Force may hold in store for her. Dio, cobbled from odds and ends in the workshop of a droidsmith, little Dio is an impressible little roller that becomes fixated upon BB-8. Hello and welcome to Centurion's Corner, and today we're reviewing Rey and Dio. Now again, I've had this character for quite a while, and I actually got her in the Entertainer in the UK, which is pretty mind-blowing, having a character that you could get actually from the actual toy shop in the UK. And I paid $19.99 for it. It's just a standard kind of price and everything, which is pretty cool because you get Dio, you get a pistol, you get a lightsaber, and you get a staff as well. So there's quite a lot of bits that you get there. So obviously, if you've all been living under a rock and everything, this is now Rey Skywalker. Was Palpatine, whatever that film was called, Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. Now, I kind of like Rey, but hear me out. I like Rey as a character, and I kind of like the way that she does things. But do I like the way that she in the way that I kind of think cheat the Force? Compared to like Luke, where by the second film he was kind of like straining out a poo. But actually no, he was actually just trying to reach that lightsaber while he's hanging upside down in the cave. It was like really like a struggle. Like he really had to sort of like really focus. With Rey, it just kind of comes very, very natural. Whether she's a descendant of Palpatine or not, I still think you still fully have to train very hard to get to that kind of sort of level. In my Star Wars canon, I suppose. I think that goes for a lot of people out there. But like sort of Daisy Ridley playing Rey, I have no kind of thing on all that. I just think it was kind of portrayed a bit poorly. But I think with Last Jedi, what we got from that film and what we got from Rise of Skywalker, it's kind of like the way they had to go to try and explain things, because The Last Jedi just ruined so much stuff that The Force Awakens kind of set up that it kind of become two films redundant. So then they just kind of had to make something out of it with the latest film. So yeah, Rey looking pretty cool, I think. She looks pretty cool. And it's just a shame we don't get a lightsaber here with, like with the yellow amber kind of blade. But yeah, looking cool. On the side we've got Rey and Dio. On the side she's number 91, and on the back again we have that picture, which is really overtaken this time by the bio. So we got the Dio's bio down the bottom there as well. So without further ado, let's just crack this bad guy open. Okay, so here she is in a blister pack. No hidden accessories in there, but we've got a nice amount of accessories there. What I'm really hoping from this Rey is that she's a decent Rey. She's got decent articulation. She can stand on her own, and we can actually finally get some good poses, because the Force Awakens Rey was just awful. The Jedi training Rey just didn't really look too much like her. And then we got the Last Jedi kind of sort of Rey in the poncho. Looked brilliant. But my one, boy, she cannot stand up. It's just awful. And actually, she's actually on my shelf sitting down because she just does not stand one bit. So that's kind of what I'm hoping from this character. And yeah, we're just going to put her out, get our first impressions, and take away for a review. And just notice something cool as well is actually she's got her satchel, which is removable on her back. That's pretty cool. She does look a bit like Assassin's Creed, I must admit. But yeah, she looks alright. So I'm just going to go away, take some photos, and we'll be back in a mo. Oh, so welcome back. Been away and done some photos and played with our articulation and stuff like that. And I think Hasbro have finally nailed Rey. And there's a few little bits I would say maybe they've gone backwards, but apart from that, I think, yeah, it's actually a Rey that actually I can get to stand up, because the other one's just always literally just falling down. But yeah, she comes fully packed as well. We've got Dio, the droid, we've got lightsabers, we've got the staff, the gun, the bag. You know, we got quite a lot here for our money, and she's pretty cool. So starting with the accessories, we start with the lightsaber, and it's kind of like a nice kind of like I'll say she stands up. There we go. It's kind of like a nice dark blue lightsaber this time, very dark compared to a lot of the other sort of Luke's and Anakin's. It's like a very sort of almost purple. Looks really that dark. The lightsaber itself got the reminiscence of the old Anakin sort of lightsaber there. We've got the red part, we've got the little kind of sort of like no, it's always reminds me of a bit like an aiming sight on a gun. And then going down to like the new sort of gold switch where it's all been sort of remended, I suppose, where it got snapped in half. And then we've got like the red black stripes and all that down there. I think I might be a bit colourblind. So yeah, the lightsaber, you know, it's one you can't get wrong. It's the same thing over and over again. Apart from the hilt, it's just slightly a bit different. And then we can go to the staff, and again, she still carries it around. You know, as we all know, I mean, big spoiler alert now, I think everyone's seen it, is that she has got a new lightsaber at the end of the film, which is kind of like the end part of this, of her staff. So I think this is probably the best looking staff that we had. It's got the better paint applications on there as well, and actually it comes in bits as well, so you can actually pull this bit off and this part, so which is a bit odd, I suppose. And I think a lightsaber does, I mean, I don't know if Hasbro got early signs that they're saying that their staff was going to turn into a lightsaber and it's going to be dual wield, and this was the original concept, you know, so they can actually put in another lightsaber hilt bit at the other end to make it double-ended. But you know, maybe it was just an early illustration that they got, but they hadn't gone that way. But I also think the other way as well is because her hands are very sort of circular, that we can actually just poke it in just into her hand, and then we can just add on the ends as well without really sort of like breaking the actual figure's sort of like grip, which is quite nice. And then I just pull it out. But yeah, I mean, it's not too bad for the staff. The bag itself, you know, is another little accessory. You can just lift her arm and take it off. It is a bit annoying, as like all these sort of things that loop over their necks, they always fall down. But you know, we've got it's all sort of like a bit scrunched up. We've got the silver clips on there, comes over. That's made of this sort of soft vinyl kind of part here. But yeah, it's quite nice to have a sort of removable satchel as well on Rey. And then also she comes with a little blaster, which always fits nicely into a holster. And then her fingers go straight to the trigger guard, and looking quite nice. And that just slides straight into that nice holster that we got down here, which for some reason I have this weird satisfying thing, because where it's got these two little nub bits, or the barrel, it just fits in and it pops out the other side. Easy little things get me. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Articulation wise as well, I think, yeah, again, it's a Black Series figure. You're going to get some hinders because of the sculpt, but you know, she can look left, she can look right, she can look down this far, she can look up this far. Arms can come up. We've got a rotation, and then we've got a rotation here. The elbow can come up a little bit further than the 90 degrees. We've got rotation at the wrist. On a hinge, we've got ab swivel, and he can go down this far, or she can. She goes back that far, and obviously down here is where we're going to get the hinderment of the sculpt. So this is all kind of like hard rubber, so she can come out this far. This is connected. I would like to see this on a peg, that we can just peg it back in the leg if we wanted to. We've got upper 5 rotations and stuff, but again, it's kind of hindered. We've got a double jointed knee, which is quite nice. And we've got the rocker and the pivot, and obviously that's it. I'll put a knee out of joint. Oh, there we go. And yeah, that's kind of it. You know, it's quite a nice Rey. We've got a nice kind of articulation. We've got the actual, she can actually stand, which is the big thing. But the looks, I feel like she's gone a little bit backwards compared to the other Reys and all that out there. She just kind of looks a little bit. It is a good sculpt, and the paint's done really well on her. But I don't know. She just comes across a little bit too Barbie doll looking. Maybe it's the colour. Maybe it's like this because it looks like the actual. It's not painted. Well, it's paint. The plastic is painted rather than sort of like in that moulded in that skin colour. But yeah, we've got the robes that come across here. We've got the undershirt. We've got the kind of sort of bandage part there on her arm. Again, bandages again. I mean, that's the thing about. I've always sort of raved on about it. Is that the sort of like the character design or the actual clothing that these guys wear in all these films isn't that great. It doesn't change much. I mean, Luke had about 3 or 4 kind of outfits in each film, you know, whether it was like an X-Wing, Stormtrooper, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Dagobah, you know, he had lots of going for him, and Rey just seems to wear this all the way through the film. Poe wears exactly the same in all films, apart from the 3rd one. You know, they're not really out there for like merchandise, you know, but for some reason we have loads and loads of Reys, but they always look very, very similar, even though they are different. They look very similar. Yeah, so the other, I mean, do you count it as an accessory or do we count it as a extra character? I don't know, but it comes with Dio, which is the new kind of droid from the new film. Do I like it? I don't know. It's just like reminds me a bit of a hairdryer on a wheel, you know. It just really looks like they thought, let's have another little robot in, and then we just chuck him right in at the end. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. He's on a wheel, you know. He just kind of sort of moves around. He's got all the dirt and the bits there. His head kind of rotates at the top here, and that's about it. I mean, looks really. There's not much you can really go wrong for anything this sort of size, and yeah, he's alright. It's quite nice that they put him with this figure as well. Yeah, so unfortunately he doesn't stand very well. So Hasbro have introduced this tiny little stand. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know why they gave it in really. I mean, trying to get him to stand on it is kind of like a balancing act. What it would have been nice would be like just a little bit of the wheel had a hole in it, and this had a peg, so we could just peg him into it and just keep him upright and just get him into different sort of poses. But literally, that's it. That's all you can do. If you move the head or anything like that, he's just going to literally just sort of roll forward or roll back. So that's the only pose you can really get him in. So that's a little bit of a down a bit on Dio there, you know. But the same as BB-8 really, he's a ball and he just rolls around, and you can never get him to stand up straight either. But yeah, this has come to the end of the review though. I mean, ultimately I got her for $18.95 from Star Action Figures. I think you can get them a bit cheaper now, because again, like Kylo Ren, Rey didn't really sell that much, just because it's another Rey that's out there, and I think a lot of people are getting bored. And obviously Last Jedi as well put a lot of people off from purchasing the sequel kind of film merchandise. But yeah, I think as an action figure, I think, you know, she's definitely out there. You know, my little girl loves her. As a collector, you can get it anyway, but I think if you're a character if you're a person, not a character, that only collects one figure per kind of thing out there, then I would say this is the pinnacle Rey for you. This is probably the best Rey out there that you can get. She comes with all the accessories. She comes with Dio, which is the only way you can get her as well. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. So guys, that brings me to the end. So thank you so much for joining me on this one. You can follow me down below. In the description you've got my follow on Instagram, so you can pop over there where I'll be putting some pictures up. And guys and girls, I'll see you next time. So stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye.